Painting with a spoon. Well, hello art friends and welcome to my studio. I'm so glad you're here today. It's Dena Tollefson and I'm going to be using a spoon and a technique called Daubism, applying spoons and palette knives to create a wonderful touchable texture that's kind of a mix between a traditional painting, a mosaic, and a low relief sculpture. So I'm aiming for this super tactile quality and using the spoon to lay on these thick daubs of color. And this is all acrylic paint. I also do the technique in oil paint. Oil paint's actually a little easier to work with, but this acrylic dries fast, which is always kind of nice. So these sunflowers, I grow sunflowers, try and grow sunflowers in my garden, and oftentimes the deer get it, but this year we had a bunch of little chipmunks go and take the seeds that my husband Bill puts outside, and these little chipmunks will stuff their cheeks full of the seeds and then bury them in their little burrows in little places kind of all over the yard. And this year I actually kind of like where they put a clump of them, and they're growing and the deer haven't gotten to them, and they're actually starting to bloom. These are not the big head sunflowers, but they're those little tiny ones that have the oil sunflower seeds that the birds love to eat. And say hi to Scrunchy. Scrunchy says hello, my little studio friend here. Scrunchy's such a good girl. I'm taking a little bit of this yellow, heavy-bodied acrylic, this golden acrylic cad orange. I also sometimes will use pyrrole orange, and then mixing that with some of the black and the yellow together to make some kind of nuanced new colors. This color that you see here, I took the orange and mixed in a tiny bit of purple just to dull it down and create a new color. And we'll get a mark here using a long, thin painting knife. Well, you can hear Scrunchy is wanting to talk on the video too, aren't you, Scrunchy? All right, let's get a little bit of this up here. And now coming in with a darker color. So I added a little bit of alizarin crimson into that mix of purple and orange, just to get some color and get darker and darker colors up near the center of the flowers. Now some diarylide yellow, and let's mix up some colors for the petals. And all of these colors I'm just mixing up using a variety of colors of just starting with these original colors, then mixing up all these variation colors. And when you start with just a few original colors, then all the mixtures that you make up from there will have color harmony because they all share the same root colors, just making secondary and tertiary colors. So now moving over to a different spatula, or I'm using a painting, I guess another painting knife. This one has a very wide blade and it will leave a different mark. Look at this different shape that it leaves. You can get a variety of marks depending on how hard you press and then how quickly you lift off of the canvas. Get a mark over there and come back and fix it. There we go. So it's just a process of kind of a meditative process almost, of just laying on these colors and then intuitively just, where do they go? Sometimes I'm putting the same color on that's in the canvas below on the underpainting, and then sometimes giving a alternative color or a very different color just to add some interest. Now coming in with some white, titanium white. We'll add some additional texture here in the background and a variety of different sizes. So that titanium white, I've added a small amount of black in there to make it just a very, very light gray. If you can see the difference next to the pure white that I've already laid down. We'll get a few marks there. Also arranging the marks in a radiating pattern out from the flowers to give the feeling of energy or maybe fragrance emanating from the flowers. Allowing some of the marks to overlap and some of them letting some of the canvas peek in between. Now coming in with a long thin blade, we'll get a few marks here. Right up close, there we go. And there, when we go to the edge, you could kind of see I've added a little bit of some purple color in there to balance against the yellow. So when we have yellow and purple, which are opposites on the color wheel, then that will make the purple stand out, and it will also make the yellow stand out and give an overall brighter feeling to the painting. Well, I want to thank you for coming by to see me today in the studio, and I hope to see you again soon. So until next time, it's Dena Tollefson. All my best to you. Bye-bye.